Why would Allah say Aziz with Kitab? Boys, do you think this is a coincidence? There are no coincidences in Islam, especially in the Quran. Allah has chosen every single thing. Here is the link. This is the link. Focus on it and understand what's happening here. See, this is not the solution. I want you to understand why the solution will be a solution. If you don't understand your own Quran, you're not going to find the solution. Here, I'm tied down today. Here, there are 4 things. You cannot see the colors. Understand. No, it's all right, sir. I'm back. I apologize. Ryan, there are 4 things that Muslims are supposed to do. We're doing 1 out of 4. 1 out of 4. There are 4 things which are compulsory. We're doing 1 out of 4. Allah says, Al-Malik, and then Allah says, Yatlu alayhim ayat. Can anyone tell me the link between Al-Malik and Yatlu alayhim ayat? If you do not know the meaning of the ayat, you cannot do the math. So if you know the meaning of ayat, not the meaning that Pakistanis know. Because Pakistanis are told that ayat means it's just a verse of the Quran. That's an ayat. And a guy from Sudan says, I am the ayat, he's the ayat. There are so many ayats. Billions and trillions to the power of trillions ayats in the universe. However, we just don't know how to read the ayat. So there are 2 kinds of ayat, basically, Ryan. One, and only Allah creates the ayahs, okay? So 2 kinds of ayahs are, one that Allah wrote, and the other ayah is what Allah spoke. This is a book of the ayahs which Allah wrote, okay? And then there are trillions ayahs which Allah spoke. So you know how the universe came into being? What's the first thing that happened before the universe came into being? Mitch, you just told me 2 hours ago. What happened before the universe became, what did it expanded? One mass. Where did that mass come from? Oh, yeah, but Allah did something, right? He said, kun. He spoke. And that process started. And then all of whatever is going on, Allah is saying kun behind it. So whatever you see is an ayah which Allah is speaking. Okay? And whatever you see in the Quran is either a description of whatever Allah spoke. Okay? You understand the ayat now? And all of this is described in all the ayat which Allah wrote. So this is a problem if we do not understand what ayat means. And once we know what ayat means, then we gotta decipher why did Allah choose this word, Al-Malik, which is his attribute. And only an Arab can tell me what Al-Malik actually means. No. Because the king does something, that's why he's the king. Otherwise, every angel is also called Malik. Every angel is called Malik. You need to understand. Yeah. So in Arabic, it actually means the controller. Okay, the controller. So when Allah is saying controller, or even if he said the king, what does that got to do with ayatihi? What does that got to do with it? Hakim we know is to do everything with hikmah. Aziz we know is to do with the law. Qudus we know is to do with tazkiyah. What is Yatlu alayhim ayat got to do with the king? Does that not raise questions in your head? And I'm telling you this right now, opening a sermon here with a plan for Palestine, and I'm starting with these ayah. Does it not bother you? What does that got to do with Palestine? And Why are you talking about Malik in ayat, yatlu alayhim ayat? What does that got to do with anything? What I'm saying is, first, let's get the base structure straight, which everybody else got it except the Muslims. The Prophet ﷺ trained the Sahabas on this, they got it. They trained the Tabi'ins on this. The Tabi'ins trained the Tabi'ins, and Tabi'ins did some miraculously wonderful things, which we all know, which we don't read about, we don't know. And the world went into a certain direction. All of a sudden, Muslims changed the direction from these three to just one. There are political reasons behind this, don't worry. But now, we are here. We are in a state where Palestine is going through whatever it's going through. We are here where Muslims have migrated to England in a number of 4 million. There are more than 10 million Muslims outside the Muslim lands. We only need a handful to do these 4 things. And mind you, they cannot be done from Muslim lands. These 4 things cannot be done from Muslim lands. That's the problem. I know I haven't told you what these 4 things mean. Don't worry, I'll tell you. But they cannot be done from Muslim lands. That's why, sister, Muslim countries cannot come together. Because unless these 4 things are done by Muslims, and not all of them, don't worry, even a handful of Muslims are doing these 4 things, everything is going to happen wherever you want it to happen. And we want it to happen in Pakistan or Sudan or the Arabia or the North Africa or wherever, right? And I'm telling you this is exactly how you're going to do this. I'll show you how other people did it. Ayat, this is where Allah Azza wa Jal has told us this is the journey. From Adam alayhi salam, till Ibrahim alayhi salam, there was no book. There was no Quran, no Torah, no Injil, no Zabur. From Adam alayhi salam to Ibrahim alayhi salam, has anyone thought of how these prophets, Saleh, Hud, Idris, Shis, Adam alayhi salam, Nuh alayhi salam, how were they preaching? What were they preaching? What was going on? How did Allah Azza wa Jal say this to Nuh alayhi salam and the people of Nuh? Does that make sense to the current psychology? Allah is saying, can't you see, oh people? Can't you see, Ryan? People of Nuh. When was Nuh alayhi salam? Can you guess? Anybody can guess when was Nuh alayhi salam? When did this happen? Was it more than 100 years ago? Okay, more than 300 years ago? So more than, it was before Copernicus? Before Galileo? It was before Isaac Newton, right? It was before the telescope. Beta, what's your name? Yeah, you in the classes. Yeah, what's your name? You're 10, 11? You're 12. Yeah, okay, you're perfect. You're exactly why I came to Southampton for. What's your name? V or W? Raima, with an R. Raima. Nuh alayhi salam was before the telescope? Yeah, come on, you have to be confident. Come on, Muslim woman. Be confident. Nuh alayhi salam, are you sure? Rano, focus on this, okay? Focus on what I'm about to tell you. Do not forget, Yatlu alayhim ayat under Malik. Do not forget that. See, Raima, so if you do not have a telescope, how are you going to do this? Where Allah says, oh people, can't you see up, look up and see the 7 heavens in parallel? Can't you see? Think. When you read the Quran, do you not see 7 heavens in parallel? How can the people of Nuh alayhi salam look up and see 7 heavens? We can't even see the first heaven without a telescope, Mitch. This is a mandatory demand and a litmus test for people of belief and people who do not believe Nuh alayhi salam. And this is the test he gives.